Hi, everyone. I'm Samyak Shrimali. I'm from Portland, Oregon, United States of America, and I'm currently a junior attending Jesuit High School. And I'm also one of the youth lead ambassadors for Innovation World, and I help plan GIFT. And today I'm going to be talking about innovation.
Okay, that's great.
Yes. Can I screen share?
We see it.
Okay, sounds good. So innovation, what is innovation and why should you even care? Imagine this scenario. You book a trip to explore the Amazon rainforest with your family. You rent an SUV and decide to tour the forest around using a GPS on your phone. Suddenly, your phone dies and you're lost. You have just the right amount of fuel to go back home, but you don't know where you're going. Could innovation be used to guide yourselves home? Perhaps. By the end of this talk, I will make sure that you understand that everyone can innovate and everyone should innovate. Innovation is the formation of a new idea in your brain. It is the firing of neurons in a synchronous novel pattern. It is the only way humankind can keep progressing. I believe that everyone listening to me right now, especially young children, no matter the grades you get in school, the country you're from, or what the people tell you around you, you are an innovator. Let me tell you my story. From a young age, I started experimenting with many science-based creations, like building different types of robots and thinking of novel ways to solve even the most minute problems in our world. This is an image of me 5 years ago at my 6th grade science fair, presenting my first innovation, the 2-in-1 pen pencil. While this may seem irrelevant on the global level, this was the start of my innovation journey. This was the start of a journey filled with growth, persistence, and empathy. This irrelevant project turned out to be the most relevant thing in my life. How, you may ask? Well, you see, through this simple project, my middle school self learned to look for problems around me that can be solved. From a small writing utensil, I went on to develop a smart garden hose, then a smart robocart, and on and on. And then after 2 years, I couldn't recognize myself. From an average 6th grade science fair project, I went on to experiment with microcontrollers and sensors. But soon, tragedy struck. Due to a family member being sick, my family and I visited India and regularly had to visit a hospital. After a couple of visits, my mom got sick, and after consulting with doctors, we came to know that she had received an infection from the visits to the hospitals. My mom suffered 3 nights fighting this hospital-acquired infection, and there was only one thing on my mind. Why do infections spread in hospitals? Why do infections spread in hospitals? And why do infections spread in hospitals? I was filled with passion to solve this problem so nobody else had to suffer like my mother. At the end of the day, my mother came out on top of this infection, but after consulting with doctors, nurses, and staff, I realized that more than 100,000 people each year don't. More than 100,000 people die. This was a life-changing experience for me. Empathy and compassion towards millions of people who suffer from these infections every day, and my innovation mindset kicked in. After further research, I learned that poor hand hygiene compliance was the primary reason for the spreading of these infections, and that the World Health Organization has stipulated very strict hand hygiene guidelines for hospitals, but currently there are no effective tools employed in hospitals to monitor and enforce hand hygiene compliance. I focused on developing a tool to monitor and enforce hand hygiene compliance in hospitals, all in all to reduce rates of hospital-acquired infections. So for the past 2 years, I've been working on a tool, Hygiene Net. It is based on deep learning AI algorithms, sensor, and microcontroller modules located all throughout a hospital that track and enforce staff hand hygiene compliance. Hygiene Net has been recognized on the national and international level at over 20 competitions, conferences, and fairs. If I never participated in my 6th grade science fair, I would have never innovated. I would have never developed a solution to mitigate hospital-acquired infections. If I can innovate, anyone among us can innovate. I believe innovation happens through a simple 3-step process: identifying a problem, analyzing the problem, and designing a solution for the problem. While you may think this sounds too easy to be true, you're wrong. I'm the living proof and credibility of this process. So let's get back to the 3 steps. Step 1, identify a problem. In our Amazon rainforest analogy, you're lost, you don't have a GPS anymore, and you don't know how to get home. These are our problems. Great. Now let's move on to step 2, analyze the problem. Let's look at the different parts and relationships between variables. Which direction was your home in? Do you have a cup, needle, pencil, magnet? Do you have a phone charger? Can you look at the car's wheel tracks on the dirt? Nobody said innovation can't be easy. There we go. We can move on to step 3. After we analyze the problem and brainstorm solutions, all we have to do is implement solutions. Perhaps maybe you've already started thinking of ways to solve this problem. Perhaps you have probably started innovating. So I won't tell you how to solve this problem, and I'll leave that up to you. So please find at least 5 creative ways to solve it. I believe big ideas start from small things and add up exponentially. But you should always be prepared for many challenges and not give up on initial failure. Failure is just a part of the process for any innovation, and there are going to be times when you feel overwhelmed and unsure if you can reach your goal. But at such times, I think you should not let your emotions hold you back. You should stay positive, learn from your mistakes, and just keep working hard, and you will reach your goal. Keep questioning, keep thinking, and remember that anyone can innovate. Stay healthy, and most importantly, during this COVID-19 pandemic, my request and advice for everyone is to wash their hands and sanitize their hands frequently. We all know that the coronavirus is at a spike once again, and proper hand hygiene compliance is the best method for combating it. Clean hands save lives, so let us make hand hygiene a priority. Thank you so much.
Bravo,
Thank
sir.
you. That was so amazing. I mean, I hope I could invite you to my classroom because you have been so inspirational. You're such an inspiration for other students. It was amazing, really, really. And also the project you are currently working at, with these little things, we can save so many lives around the world. They are so important.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So Samyak, you know I'm a fan. I'm not going to lie. But, this is a wonderful, wonderful topic and super timely. And more importantly, to all those innovators out there that you were talking to, the way that you started this presentation with the journey of your life and your mother and your family and how you overcame that and why that is important to your innovation is gold. That is gold.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That is all of art, poetry, and literature right there. I want to care about you. That's a super important skill for young innovators to have. I, as an innovator, need you to care about what I'm talking about. So here's a story that I know you can relate to. And here's how I overcame it. And that is why I am Luke Skywalker. You are the hero's journey. And
thank you.
So while you were talking, I had an idea. Samyak, what are your 3D printing skills?
I'm actually pretty experienced with 3D printing. So for my project, I 3D printed at my local library. So
what I want you to think about, and I'll throw this away because it's a great idea, but create a pump action soap dispenser that is one side soap and the other side conditioner for your hands or sterilizer.
Yeah.
That should exist.
Yeah, definitely. That would make life so much easier.
It does at my farm because I zip tie them together.
Oh, yeah.
I need sterilizer. Create that.
Yeah, definitely.
Lead the way, Samyak. Create that.
Yeah, for sure.
And also one thing that surprised me is that you made it all sound so simple. Like for our students, like innovation is something very abstract and they don't dare because they think it's something that they cannot reach, something that is outside their possibilities, you know? And by showing concrete things that you've done, you're like being a great coach to them, saying, hi, I've done it, you can do it as well. And this has practical uses in our everyday life.
Yeah,
and this makes a great difference in our world, you know?
Yeah,
it's important. So that was, I found that really amazing.
Thank you. So Belén, in our culture in America, there is a brand called Masterclass. And it's basically famous people saying, this is my masterclass. That's how you end this conversation, Samyak. This is my masterclass on how you make innovation obvious. Because Belen is correct. Kids don't understand how simple it is to innovate. You just need to relate one thing, your family, your mother's health crisis, your love of your mother, your desire to make life better, and the reality that that was actually a simple process in one fluid thing. That's a masterclass in innovation.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Say it for you too. I'm Samyak, and this is my masterclass.
I'm Samyak, and this is my masterclass.
Yes, yes. And when I was younger, I studied in the United States for a year, but the rest of the time I've studied in Europe, like in Spain and also in Germany. And I think this is one thing you do very well in America, because I mean, in America, when I was in high school, like classes were practical. You could see, well, like the uses of the things that you were there. And in Spain is everything more theoretical, and so our students are not as motivated because of that. And since GIFT is a window to the world, maybe also other teachers can learn from your experience and say, okay, let's science class more attractive to our students by showing them like practical uses, and so that is also great.
Thank you.
The opportunity to show people in other parts of the world that it doesn't have to be something abstract. It can be something tangible.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think innovation is a process. It's not just memorizing something or just learning a fact. It's implementing a fact, and it's implementing a solution that can help solve problems in our world.
And I think this is the way our teaching should go, and not just learning things by heart and repeating what somebody else said. I mean, we have to think ourselves, and you've proven that you can do it very well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Are you currently working in something else? Because you have started very young and you're like always doing something new.
Yes, I'm actually working on various types of innovations. So first of all, I'm continuing my project.
One second, can you stop sharing?
Oh yeah.
Then we can fill the screen.
Good job.
There you go.
Okay.
Now tell us.
Sorry, Jake, I should have asked that. I didn't think about it.
So I'm continuing my work with Hygiene Net. So I'm bringing it more closer to being implemented in actual hospitals. So I'm talking with doctors, staff, nurses, and field experts in this field. And my other innovations are more related to the environment. Like I developed an application called Plantify AI, which detects crop diseases, which are one of the biggest problems and affect food insecurity around the world. And I'm also working on a tool to detect deforestation in places that in places that cause zoonotic diseases like Ebola and the swine flu. So yeah, working on a lot of projects related to computer science, AI.
Samyak, for our YouTube friends, how many years do you have? How old are you?
I just turned 17 about 1 month ago. Oh, like almost exactly 1 month ago.
Bravo, sir.
Wow. So you have a promising future. I'm sure we'll hear about you again. I hope in some other gifts.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that innovation should not be defined by age. Like, I think anyone can innovate. If you're old, you can innovate. If you're young, you can innovate. Innovation is a process. It's a thing that you build up over time, because you can constantly be thinking. You can constantly be aware of your environment. You can constantly be looking for problems that you can solve and you can improve. Even the most minute problems in our world can be solved, and they can be provided with a more efficient solution or a more accurate solution.
So, Samyak, we have a minute. Belen, do you mind if I share my screen for just 1 second? There it is. Samyak and I are connected on LinkedIn. He sent this to me basically, what, 3 weeks ago, Samyak?
Yeah.
And I'm like, absolutely. If you're watching, this is LinkedIn. You need to start using this. It is a powerful tool for connecting the world to you. Bravo, Fine. I was so shocked when I saw that. Like, he has a LinkedIn profile. Yeah, I'm going to join that. So good job, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of you.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Samyak.
Thank you.